What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video of Grim Dawn Ashes of Malmoth. So upon request, I am going to be updating my Savage Conjurer pet build. Yes. So this build is very strong. I have a special place in my heart with this character because it is basically my first character, and it's so fun. I love this build. I was actually able to solo and kill Ravager the other day. As you can see, I'm using the Helm transmogrification right now. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. It was a pretty difficult fight. It took me a little bit of time, but I actually ended up doing it. I was pretty happy with myself. All right, so I don't want this video to be too long. In the description below, I will leave a Grim Tools with a link to this build. If you guys have any questions, obviously leave in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer any questions that you have. So let's go over the skills, we'll go over devotion, and then we'll go over the items. So as you can see on the occultist side, 1 point Curse of Frailty, 10 points into vulnerability. Basically, we're doing this because all of our physical is being converted into elemental, so we don't worry about pumping this too high since it's dropping physical resist. We want this to be as high as possible to drop the defensive ability and elemental resistance on enemies. It helps our pets deal more damage as well as land more crits. Very useful, so we want to take that. Blooded Dreeg, max this as high as possible. This is going to be giving your pets that juicy heal. It's going to give them a little bit of flat acid damage. Isn't anything crazy, but it is extra damage nonetheless. That huge OA, health regeneration, super good. Don't want to pass this up. 12 out of 12 on aspect of the Guardian. So this is an extremely good skill as well. You can see that we're getting the percent physical resistance by 12%. Very strong, works for you and your party. And 100% poison acid resistance. So this is going to cover all of the poison acid resistance needs. Very good. Don't pass that up. Summon Familiar, 1 point. We don't need to push this any higher. He does a ton of damage just for 1 point, and I'll show you that here in a second. Storm Spirit, we do want to max. The reason why we want to max this is because it is giving our pets and the rest of your party a flat elemental damage buff on their attacks, and then on top of that, it's going to boost 100% elemental damage for you and your party. Also getting a 30% elemental resistance buff from this. Really nice skill, and it's well worth maxing. Lightning Strike, I did put it up to 12 out of 12 with some plus skills. Do not underestimate this ability. This ability with a devotion proc that I have on the familiar right now is very strong, and I'll show you that here in a sec. Bonds of Bismiel, 1 point. I don't see a reason to push this any higher. On the shaman side, we are actually getting a percent health increase to party, so I didn't see a reason to push this any higher than 1 point. Manipulation, we have 12 out of 12 on this. You could arguably push this higher, but it is a very, very good skill considering we are getting all damage and total speed. Total speed is something that is kind of difficult to come by for pets. That's one reason why I really like the occultist side of things for pets. Summon Hellhound, 1 point. For 1 point, this is extremely strong. He's very durable for 1 point. You can also detonate him to nuke enemies, so keep that in mind. He's like a little AoE nuke ability. 1 point into Wind Devil, 1 point into Raging Tempest. We don't really care about the Wind Devil, but we do like this skill. As you can see, it's dropping enemies' elemental resistance by 15%, so it's a very good skill, and we want to have this at all times. You could even arguably push this even higher, but right now, I'm doing okay with 1 point. 1 point Aggressing Vine, 1 point Entangling Vine. Again, this is just for CC and general farming. Really nice, roots enemies in place. Summon Briarthorn, we have 12 out of 16. Again, you could arguably push this higher. The reason why I do have more points invested into this pet is because he is going to be our primary tank pet for the most part, as well as doing some decent damage. But we are going to get 2 of these pets. 2 of these pets with the Beast Caller set. So, Beast Caller set technically got a buff since the last patch because some of the items were not working at all on the Beast Caller set as intended. Now they are. So I'll be showing you that here in a sec. Emboldening Presence. Max this as high as possible in my opinion. The reason I did this is because it is giving you a nice damage buff for you and your party. Again, this whole Conjurer setup is everything affects the party, so it's really cool to have this ability. It does all damage for you and your party. OA again, physical resistance again, so that stacks super good with Blooded Dreeg, and then 35% bleed resist. Bleed resist and pierce resist are hard to come by in pet builds, so this is really important. This is a very good skill. Marjogan's Pact, as you can see, we want to max this. In my opinion, at least, you get that physical damage buff for you and your party, so that's going to apply to your pets, as well as getting some decent health regeneration out of this, and those are the 2 most important things with this skill. Heart of the Wild, as you can see, this is going to boost your party's health by 30%. So this is why I wasn't too worried about boosting health too much, especially when you get the other abilities here. So you're getting a 25% bleed and poison duration reduction. So that's something that the Cabalist kind of struggles with a little bit. This actually helps your pets deal with that bleed and poison duration by quite a bit. Oak Skin. So this right here is actually boosting health regeneration by 30%. So this stacks really well with the first buff here, as well as Blooded Dreeg. So this is going to boost how much healing we get from that. It's going to give you some flat armor. It's going to give you pierce resistance. So again, this helps with the pierce resistance that pets could lack. 20 out of 12 on Primal Bond. This is a really good skill. Could pump this higher potentially. It's up to you. I have it at 20 right now, so it's all damage and a huge crit damage boost for your pets. So that's why it's really nice. And it does stack with the manipulation and the Bonds of Ismail. So that's one thing that's really nice about the occultist side of running a pet build is this ability here is not a unique exclusive aura. So it works for other pet builds you want to run, and you can stack the exclusive skill with it, which is really nice. Conjure Primal Spirit, Maxis, no questions asked. Pound for pound, the best pet in the game. It's the only pet in the game that only costs 12 points that actually gets all of its stat boost, damage increase, and its skills all in one tier. So this is really good. He's very strong, and yeah, tears into things. Very, very good pet. All right, so that's skills. Let's go into devotion real quick. As you can see, I have 1 point into the red crossroad, blue crossroad. I did take Fiend. We put that on our Summon Hellhound, so this is really decent damage for your pets. It is boosting pet fire damage, and since we are boosting elemental damage in general, this is actually a nice little buff considering our Hellhound's doing fire and all of our little spawn Stormlings are going to be doing physical fire as well. So this isn't a bad constellation by any means. Very useful. Took Jackal, Eel, Raven. Raven's very important. We're getting a huge OA boost here for pets, as well as giving pets flat lightning and percent lightning damage increase. Definitely don't want to pass this up. It's very, very important. Something that the Conjurer pet build lacks a little bit is the potential to boost OA, so we pick it up wherever we can. Shepherd's Crook, as always. My bad, Shepherd's Call. As always, a really good skill. Definitely want to take this if you're running any pet build, period. Wolverine I really like, gives you that pierce bleed resist for your pets, a lot of defensive ability, and then it boosts your and your pet's DA by a very nice amount. Toad, as we can see, is going to give us some pet OA, it's going to give us some vamp with our pets, which is really nice, so that's basically the main reason why I took this. It's very, very important to have this, because we are lacking OA with the Conjurer a little bit. Manticore, same reason. It does give pet OA, which is very useful. It does give some poison percent damage increase to pets, and then it also gives pet percent health, so there's a lot of good constellation tiers here. We definitely want to take this, and then obviously the acid spray. So I did put this on my Briarthorn. The reason I did this was because the Briarthorn is up all the time and a more consistent pet, and it is dropping the enemy's resistances flat across the board right now by 26. Obviously when I get this max it'll be even more, but that's very important. Flat resistance reduction is super strong in this game, and it actually scales better pound for pound as a stat. Percent can be useful, but you have to stack more percent versus flat. Just keep that in mind to make it as effective. So we took Elemental Storm 3 points here, and I put this on my Yeti. So now I'm using a new amulet with this setup, and it lets me spawn a Yeti pet, and now he can smack things, spawn these little tornadoes that scale off my pet. So I have this equipped to my Yeti. As you can see, this is a new pet that I have from a new amulet I'm using, but what's really cool about this is that this is going to scale off of the pet, obviously, and he does physical cold, but you can see that it's doing elemental, burn, frostburn, electrocute, and then it drops enemies' elemental resistance by a flat 30. So again, we're getting flat reduction here. Super good, don't want to pass this up. Bogdrogan the Wolf, very good skill, obviously. A lot of pet damage here, and then the proc on this is insanely good. We're getting 15% OA increase for your pets. Like I said, for Conjurer, that's really important. And then we're getting another total speed buff, so that stacks with the manipulation I was talking about earlier. And then we come over here and we grab Ulto Scepter of Storms. So we have this linked to our familiar. This is insanely good, 100% chance on critical attack. So whenever your little familiar crits, it'll do a chain lightning that hits multiple targets, up to 10 targets. And then whenever it hits those targets, it drops their elemental resistance by 25%. So as you can see, we have a lot of resistance reduction going on in this build. And yeah, it's very powerful. Okay, so items, let me skim over these real quick. If you guys would like to pause the video, check out components, augments, anything like that I'm using, please feel free to do so. I do want to mention a few things on the items as I go through. So these pants here, I am using these right now. The reason I'm using these is because they have a really decent chance to proc when hit, to give you and your party all damage, total speed, and then 20% increased armor. This is really good. It has a 15-second skill recharge and a 10-second duration, so there's only a 5-second downtime on this, which is not bad at all. It's really strong. So this is what I've been doing. I really enjoy it, so you know, you can do what you like. Primal Instinct is always getting the extra Swarmling pets I was mentioning earlier, and they do scale off pet bonuses. So this item right here did not actually list a flat physical damage to the Summer Briarthorn or Hellhound. And in the last patch, they actually stated that this was not even working. Like, the damage from this wasn't even applying to your pets. So now that it does, this build is even stronger than it was before. So it's a very nice change. Actually, it's a buff for the Beast Collar set, which is very nice. Obviously, these for the healing. So a lot of health and defensive ability for your pets with this setup. This item here rolled really well. I actually crafted a couple new ones. Rolled really decent lightning damage, obviously pet crit damage, and then if you wanted to, you could take this and even apply it to a Cabalist build, convert all vitality damage on your Cabalist build to lightning, and the skeletons inherently do a lot of elemental damage anyway, so this can make a really mean Cabalist build too, as you can see. Now that percent vitality to lightning is a chance to roll anywhere from like 80 to 100, and I just happened to roll 100 on that. I got kind of lucky. Using 2 of these rings, as always. Really good, converting physical to lightning for pets. Beast Collar's Helm. And this right here is the new amulet. So this is a really nice amulet. It's giving all damage to pets, it's giving OA to pets, and it's increasing armor by 20 or 18%, my bad. So it's increasing armor by 18%, as you saw earlier, stacks well with the pants. Pets are extremely durable and hard to kill, as well as getting an extra pet. Really, really nice. Alright, so that covered everything. Let's get into some gameplay and let's check out what this build can do. Well, there you have it, guys. It's a very strong build. It's a lot of fun. As you can see, clears through a lot of things without any problems. Just so you guys can see the attribute allocation, I have 93 into physique, 12 into spirit. That's just so I can use this offhand. But yeah, that's it. So, thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. If you guys haven't, please like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't come to check out the stream, please do. I really appreciate it. It helps support me, helps support the stream, and the videos I put out. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, take care.